Oh man, where do you start? So, any question?
Sure.
My favorite My Hero character, and why is it?
Todoroki.
Why is? Oh, it's not.
Don't say Mineta.
It's not Mineta.
Get out of here.
Why not?
Because he's okay.
Why have you got such a hatred for Mineta?
I literally just am also rewatching the entire series, not just the new episodes, but also the entire series again. And it's back to this episode 1 where they got attacked by villains, and he is just the whiniest little biatch ever. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't.
I thought maybe it was the kind of sleazy.
But it also is that. Like,
well,
I really dislike all the perverted anime characters. Like, Demon Slayer has a character who's really cool, he's kind of useless, and he's a little bit perverted.
And he's whiny as well.
Yes, and I'm just like, why are they always whiny and perverted? Like, they always mix the two together, and I just dislike it so much. But then why make them look cool if you're supposed to hate them?
That's the contrast.
I mean, Mineta doesn't look cool at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's just, like, useless. Like, the fact that he passed the sports festival, I'm like,
by
no.
leeching onto someone else, though, wasn't it?
What's that?
He passed it by hanging on to someone else, some of the challenges, wasn't it?
It just sucks. It just sucks. Like, his power is stupid. He's just stupid. Todoroki's the best, and I don't give.
I can edit that bit out as well.
No,
you're
adding it in. The whole.
You just said Todoroki is best, but earlier on you said Mineta, so I'll just chop that word
No,
out.
now you're
I'll
just
just
putting
chop that
words
one
in my
word
mouth.
out.
That
and
is a
I'll just
lie.
put it-
I never
I'll just
said
put it at the
that.
top of it.
Add this in.
Right.
Don't delete this.
Right, so we're update 26, right?
Yes.
Largest update of the year for you.
Yep.
How nerve-wracking is it from the community standpoint when it goes live with the ups, I guess the ups and the downs of people really enjoying it, and then others don't like change.
Sure.
So of course there's going to be blowback on that. So how nerve-wracking is it for you here watching as it all kind of unfolds?
I don't think I'd call it nerve-wracking anymore. It's more like anticipation of, because we have to wait for people to actually, get through the content. Like when it went out, like for update 26, it goes out, and people are gonna kind of poke around, and we assumed, and we were right, that people are gonna jump into the Kuva Lich, right? They want to know more, they want to dig into it. And so I remember someone commented in like our communal chat being like, man, like this update went pretty well, and I'm like, they haven't even really like gotten to like the meat of it yet. I'm like, that could be broken, you know what I mean? So it's nerve-wracking. Like, I'll go back to Catch Moon, because we knew like we touched something that people really cared about and played a lot of, Vauban, Ember. Those are always kind of nerve-wracking in the way of, people have put so much effort and so much time into that, and to change it, feels bad, man. But
yeah,
at
people
the
don't like the nice shiny things been changed.
Yeah, it's like don't touch the things I love, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not that they were, what's that saying? Like, if it's not broke, don't touch it or something.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it, yeah. And it's like they weren't broken; they just could be better.
Yeah, but the Catch Moon was way above
Catch
every
Moon,
other weapon, not just secondary, but a lot of the primary weapons
Literally
as
everything.
well. Yeah.
It's like over half of the, player base of that mastery rank. A good chunk of mastery rank was, everyone had it. Almost everyone had it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like that's aggressive. So that needed to be changed. But I don't know. I just get more. This is a personal thing. I just get so excited. I'm just like pumped.
To
I'm
see
like,
what way the community takes it.
yeah, especially because it has taken us a while to not only get this update out, but get the scale of an update out. Right? It's been probably since TennoCon since we've really, done something aggressive like this, and it was ambitious. We wanted to get it out the beginning of October. That's why we said October. We gave us like a month to do it, and.
Do you think you kind of shoot yourselves in the foot by saying an actual date, or by hyping things several months before it actually?
I think we've learned a lesson, unless we're 99.999% confident, never to give an exact date, right? Unless it's like ready to go right now, and we're just hyping it up, which we have never done because it's never ready before it's out. But I think that's why we were so open with October, because we felt that we could get it out in October, and we did the 31st. But
still counts.
It absolutely counts. It's hilarious that it was the 31st, but we've learned over the years of not giving exact dates, or even just being like this week, because even that can be defeating when we don't hit it. So a month is better, but and then there's the whole like argument of, well, if you don't have an exact date, then you can't build hype, and you can't, have your player base sitting there ready for it. And it's like, I don't know. It's been 7 years, and
It's always kind of been
It's
that way,
always
where
gonna-
stuff will be shown several months beforehand
Yeah.
to build up that
Yeah.
hype and then eventually get there.
And I think, considering it's been 7 years of kind of doing that, it's almost expected, right?
If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I like it. Yeah. So I'm just more excited when those updates come out, and when the feedback does start rolling in of things they don't like or things they do like, just kind of try to extract it where it's constructive and stuff that you can actually bring back to the developers and try and get changed or tweaked or fixed. My role specifically is patch notes go up, and then I'm just sitting there waiting
for it.
combing
Yeah.
the update thread and combing. I have a window of every single, because if it's a PC update, every single PC chat server, in Germany, UK, whatever, is I can see people are talking, and that's usually where oh my god, I just crashed here, and then I'm like, oh my god, and I just like
Yeah,
quickly go to
yeah.
developer, then crashed, and so it's like this like weird crisscross wire of trying to get information, but that's usually my goal. Is I'm just planted right there, like staring at my screen, just like copy pasting people that are saying it's broken and getting it as fixed as humanly possible.
So, and right now the Kuva Lich system has been pretty much really well taken in by the community. They're really, really happy with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's the grind element to it. How do you find the balance between, I guess, trying to fit in the casual player and the player that wants something that's much more challenging? Like, on one hand, right now, you've got people saying that there's too much of a grind or too much of a different elements to the Kuva Lich, like with regards going for the Requiem relics, then going for the mods, then the murmurs, and all that. And I think Rebecca's already said that soon, when you try chances of actually killing the Kuva Lich, it's going to count towards more and more progress. But how do you find the balance between, like, veteran players? Some of them are already on the third, fourth, fifth Lich, and then the ones that are, I guess, still on the first.
Yeah, it's a constant conversation of balance in terms of how do you appeal
to new players, and
how do you not only appeal, but also how do you make it actually work for them? How do you make it not impossible for, say, not a player like myself who doesn't have time to sit there for 10 hours or whatever it is to grind out these Kuva Liches? And it's so tough. It really is tough. And I think the Kuva Lich system, I know actually we're making, like, the hotfixes that are coming this week are gonna kind of ease up on the RNG aspect of it. But I think the Kuva Lich is really one of our best RNG systems in terms of it's not the same RNG the entire time, you know what I mean? It's like you've got to go to different areas and do different things. And yeah, you just gotta come back to it and just keep trying it. I haven't even defeated my first Kuva Lich.
Yeah, and this is only the earliest kind of stage of the Kuva Lich system, because Scott, when he was on my stream at the weekend, said how eventually he's going to put it onto Railjack like it was in TennoCon when you showcased it. Is there any chance of it going beyond that?
I mean, I think so. Like, I don't think we're done with the Kuva Lich system at all. We've seen, we were excited to work on it. Steve talked a lot about, the Nemesis, how much inspiration that gave us, and we were so excited working on it. We knew, like, as we're making it, like, oh, this is a great idea, or, oh, they're gonna love this and stuff like that. And like you said, it has been well received. So I think we're just gonna keep adding to it in a way that makes sense and not just,
And it's not going to just stay Grenier, is it?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, eventually you're looking at corpus and that as well.
I think it's gonna grow to, be a nasty kind of a worldwide spread if you're gonna have, I don't know. Again, I don't know the exact thing. I can't tell the future, but it's definitely gonna keep growing in terms of that.
So, staying with the Kuva Lich system, it's also a way for us to ramp up the difficulty of enemies, and that simply by, I guess, if you want to just go out and get killed by a Kuva Lich several times and level them up to level 5, then you're gonna do it. On a much previous dev stream, it was mentioned the possibility of maybe allowing the altering of certain levels. Is this what this is, or would that ever be elaborated on more in terms of giving us the option to turn level difficulty up on, like, normal mission nodes that we might not, a lot of community don't touch after they've already touched it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the fact that
Like going back to Earth or Mars and
yeah,
winning
going
a
back
level
to the
100.
exterminate missions that
Yeah,
you've done
yeah.
6 years ago that you
Yeah,
don't care to
pretty
play
much.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it definitely touches that a little bit, like you said, and like the enemy's, a bit different when you have to go back there for that reason. But I think we can do more with it. I think there can be more, freedom there to change the enemy level, like you said, kind of a thing. But I think it's, a step in the right direction for doing that.
The other one was with the melee system that we have now. How easy it is to guys, like I think Rebecca said earlier, with regards to right now, it's still quite melee is still really powerful, and you're able to get to the 12 times multiplier with certain builds and with certain setups, like blink of an eye, and you're at 12 times. Is there any chance of that maybe getting toned down, or elaborate on more, or is that going to just bring you into the whole argument of enemy scaling and armor and that whole thing that's been going around for years, more or less? That you have to have weapons that are that powerful to deal with the scaling if you go beyond a certain point,
or else you're screwed.
But if you turn around now and dim down the weapons a bit, then that's going to make that less of a realism. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So
we've been, internally, especially when we were making Hildren, we almost touched armor scaling, right? Because we're like, she's the one that's going to change it all, and if we're going to do it, we're going to do it now. And we didn't do it because we didn't have, a concrete plan at that time. We still kind of don't. Melee 2.9999 or phase 2, whatever you want to call it. Changed a lot. And I know they're still making changes, and it's really difficult because you do all this stuff internally. We have QA, we have that, and they work so hard to get every single scenario, but it's almost impossible, right? When you have our QA team, our internal team, and then you have millions of people playing it, they're gonna find something that we haven't found, or really showcase something that's overpowered or something that just dominates or something. We're like, oh, we didn't really think about that, or we,
when you've got a much larger player base than what's testing it, they're always going to find something.
They're always going to find something, which is great. I mean, that's what happens with a live game, right? They're kind of our external QA in a way, and then we try and fix it. But we talked earlier about armor scaling and stuff like that, and crits and statuses, and I think it's opened an interesting door conversation to what we're gonna have to do. I think something has to be done.
Eventually,
it's definitely gonna get there.
Because the power creep has just scaled way up in the last few years.
It's growing. It's gonna get there. We're gonna keep adding weapons, adding enemy. Like it's gonna.
Yeah, and right now, I guess you feel like when new weapons get added, it feels like that weapon has to have some element of power to match the current ones. Because if it doesn't, then it's just not going to be touched.
And like, there's many weapons that we've put out where it's mastery fodder, right? People just get it to get mastery, and then it goes into the arsenal, and it's like at this point it is understandable because there's just so many weapons, right? Like there's just an incredible amount. So we know you're not going to play every single weapon every single day and swap so often. You're going to have your favorites, you're going to have your favorite builds, but it is important to put out, or at least try to put out, weapons that are on par at least with where the game is now, right? Like we know people, really with armor scaling, they go to corrosive, right? So you gotta balance it, and it's hard. It's a hard balance, but it's
something that'll eventually have to be touched on.
It has to be touched on as the game gets bigger, and as players, we completely revamped Melee with Melee 2.9999, and now other things are coming to the surface in terms of what we need to work on, and it's just finding the time to do that.
Was Railjack the original vision for Warframe, wasn't it?
The original vision?
Yeah.
Oh,
the space battles, large scale space battles, boarding other ships, fighting, all that sort of stuff. And now that's coming around, hopefully sometime soon, I'm sure the whole studio is kind of hyped to get it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's always been you work so hard on one thing, you get it out. Obviously, you make sure it's in a stable with hotfixes, and then you're like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
And we've shown Railjack, for 2 years now, right? Like we showed it at TennoCon last year with Orb Valis, and then it was again this year, and it's like, all right, it's time to get this out. Like we've we've shown it to them. They know what to expect, and we gotta get it out to them.
And then it's moving on to Deviri.
Yeah, so that it's, well, we've seen the whiteboard, it's here somewhere. We've crossed a lot of things off, and now it's, New War, Deviri, and Railjack. 3 very, very big updates.
Projects, like completely different to contrast what you were doing years ago. You know, so as the game's gotten bigger, so have the...
Yeah, it's exciting. Like, I'm excited for the direction things are going, because, I see the internal things, I see the things working on, and I can't talk about them, but it's really exciting, and I'm really enjoying the way that Steve and the developers are kind of wanting to twist how Warframe is and really, think outside of the box. We've
now follow, I guess, molds of what other games have.
Yeah.
Because I think it was it Steve said it once, or something, it might have been Scott actually, he said it, I think it was on a recent stream with Quiet Shy, where it was put to him, why don't you just try this game mode from this game, outside of Warframe, because it's incredibly popular, and we think it'll fit perfectly with Warframe, or try this other game mode because it'll fit. And his reaction was basically, well, that's not the kind of direction we see for Warframe. It's not the vision we have for Warframe. We all have our own vision within the studio of what we want to do and where we want to go, and what making big updates completely different to what we have to try and fix it.
Right.
So how hard is it to guess to try and sideline those kind of things from within the community, where they tell you, well, why haven't you just added this PvP mode, or this PvE mode, or this raid, or this dungeon, or MMO dungeon style thing? How hard is it to kind of just go, yeah, that's a great idea, but it's just not the direction we're going in?
It is, like, I think the fact that we've shown, a snippet of Deviri, we've shown a little bit of New War, people are like, okay, I can kind of see, like, the direction they want to go, and do we still get a please make a battle royale every day? Absolutely we do. It's like...
Clem only battle royale.
Exactly.
Everyone is a Clem.
People, we get it, battle royale's huge right now, but, like, that's not Warframe, right? Like,
It's not a lot of games, to be honest with you. It's not a lot of battle royales as well.
Yeah, and I would love to see the PvP side of Warframe, get some attention. I would love that. I'm a huge PvP person. I grew up, playing Halo and beating up all my friends and stuff. So I would love for PvP to get more love, and it is going to. We've, been playing around with stuff. I desperately want raids to come back, trials to come back.
And it's already been said that that's something that is being looked at. So.
Yeah, it's already... I see some check-ins every now and then of working on it, at least getting some kind of, idea. It is hard though, because like we said, the reason we took those away was because, and it's true, is because it didn't fit where Warframe was currently. It didn't feel right. It just wasn't right in terms of where Warframe had gotten to that point, and so we took them out. I cried that day. It's fine. But yeah, so now we want to work on something that makes sense with.
That fits in with the new direction, kind of.
Fits in with the direction, the lore potential, the way, the game feels in terms of like parkour and even like melee, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you want to make it so that it's relevant. And like, I remember the first trials, the mechanic of standing on a button and trying to not get hit.
Not get knocked off or dragged off. It
was just like hard to watch, and I was just like, man, this is unfortunate.
But the raids had a habit of breaking when there was an update brought into the game as well, which meant having to take people off project they were working on to work on to fix the raids. Yeah,
and those weren't easy to fix, because you couldn't really just load into exactly where it was broken. You have to there's only certain spots you can load into, so it would take programmers a while to get to that spot, to find what was wrong with it, to fix what was wrong with it. So it was taking a lot of people off of projects that we needed content and stuff like that, right? It's like, oh, we changed, this weapon or this enemy, and it broke the entire raid, and it's so. And we still have that problem now with the Jordis Golem fight that breaks kind of frequently whenever we touch something, but that's the nature of it. We get it, and we just need to introduce something that helps our programmers a little bit more. It makes sense for Warframe and is better. Let's talk about your sexy maid.
My sexy nurse outfit?
Sexy nurse outfit. When is it happening?
No, I'm not talking about that.
When?
I haven't set a date. I kind of set a date, but I have to change the date.
Disappointing.
It's a touchy subject.
I don't want to talk about it. It's touchy.
I don't want to talk about it. I had to get a wig.
You have to get a wig?
I had to get a wig.
I have a couple in my office.
No.
You want a long blonde?
No, I've got pigtails. Blonde pigtails dyed red.
Pigtail.
No, I don't want that one. You had a Mineta one, maybe. Yeah.
Taylor has one.
What, a Mineta one?
Yeah.
Really.
She has an orange Mineta one when she dressed up.
Still got to play it. The Kuva Lich was the big thing. I wanted to jump in and see what the Kuva Lich was like. And the one I got first was just friendly. Just wanted to be friends. It's like, hello, friend, and he just appear on and try to kill you.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I was saying mine called me beautiful right off the bat, so
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Big fan of the Kuva Lich.
Yeah, not until you kill him.
I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna convert my first one and then I'll kill
What was
all
his
the other
weapon
ones.
though?
It is a frig. Kuva, obviously. I think it's a Brack.
Oh, it's not too bad. I was dreading logging in. I was sure Taylor was gonna have a Kraken waiting for Kuva Kraken waiting for me or something. I was sure. I was on stream and I was like, oh, there it is. There's the lava. Quick, kill it. Then the mission was over and I go, please don't be a Kuva Kraken. Please don't be a Kuva Kraken. And it wasn't, thankfully.
I just can't wait to get one with an ephemera, as we were talking about.
Yeah, I've seen people tweeting out pictures of them getting lucky with the ephemera. But
They're out there. And I mean, we've talked about it, but we're thinking about adding the trading of Kuva Liches within the clan system. So
Yeah.
that should.
Yeah, because the minute you have, I had one guy in my stream who got the same weapon 3 times in a row
Right.
with the Kuva Lich thing, and because you can't trade it, it meant he had to go through the grind process for each one just to try and get another one, and then the next one was the same one, and then the next one was the same one.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, oh, god damn it.
Just give me something else, anything else.
Anything, yeah. Kuva Kraken, I'll take it, I don't care.
Give it to you or give it to me, I don't care. What?
I'll make note of that.
Taylor's making notes over there.
No, you sent me enough Krakens, and plasma swords, and hydroids.
Talk.
Talk about gravy, biscuits and gravy. Talk
Biscuits and gravy.
Bros times biscuits and gravy.
How weird that is that they eat biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
Yeah.
Bunch of weirdos over there.
Yeah, but what type of gravy? It's the white gravy, is
It's like
it?
beef gravy, dude. White gravy?
Yeah.
What is that?
What's what? Yeah.
That's not white. That's like a light brown.
No. Dino.
That's not a thing. White sausage gravy.
Yeah, it was said to me on my stream, biscuits and white gravy, and I was like, what's white gravy? It sounds like you just poured milk over your biscuits.
Ew, I hate this talk. I hate this conversation. Ew. Gravy is only good when it's
Beef gravy?
Beef-
Bush gravy?
Swiss chalet gravy is amazing.
Whatever you want to call it.
But I hate when it gets chunky, when it's not made
It's not
properly.
mixed properly, yeah.
Ugh, that's
Bits.
nasty. What are you shaking your head for?
Oh, it's gross.
That's disgusting.
I thought you were saying, no, that's you
Yeah,
prefer
I
it when
thought
it's
he was,
lumpy.
give me that lumpy gravy. You nasty. No,
Yeah.
gravy's gross. Only belongs on roast beef, and that's it.
French fries.
Oh, poutine, yeah. You're shaking your head over
Oh,
there.
I'm not
for a
going to
second.
talk about poutine.
Why?
Because for us, it's just a gravy chip.
No cheese?
No, I don't. Well, you'd call it a cheesy gravy chip. It's just it.
Cheesy gravy chip.
Yeah, any takeaway in Ireland you'd go to, you can get.
No, they
But
don't
it's
have
not-
cheese curds.
I know, it's not the curds.
Well, I don't know. Well, they wouldn't have cheese curds. No, probably not. Should have been.
Yeah, it's French fries, cheese curds, and beef gravy.
It's gotta be cheese
That's
curds.
real poutine.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Because even on the flight over, you had, say, the Air Canada advert on the screen when you're watching a movie, and you had one Sandra Oh coming on advertising poutine. She's on the plane and she was like, have you tried our poutine? And I was like, it's the gravy chip.
It's just a gravy chip. No, the cheese curds make all the difference.
Right.
That's what makes it
Yeah, it's
legit.
just like shredded mozzarella or cheddar, if not the same.
Oh, so it has to be the proper the
Yeah,
curds.
it's got to be Quebec cheese curds. Squeaky. Oh, it's delicious.
If you ever get a chance, there's a place in town, well, in Ontario, called New York Fries, which is completely, like, you wouldn't...
Not Canadian.
Yeah, but I'd say hands down they have the best poutine.
They have
Yeah.
amazing poutine.
New York Fries, classic poutine is the best. It's the way
Yeah.
I experience it.
So when's your next marathon?
I will, well, what was it? The 5K was October this year. So I'll do it again next year in October.
So do you think you'll picture yourself going out now and buying all the proper running gear and,
Yeah.
and becoming infatuated, craving running marathons?
No, that'll never be me.
Oh, no.
I used to tell a story of when I was in public school. We used to have, I don't think it was a gym class. It was some kind of like sporting event, and it was every grade had to do sprint races. So like I say I'm in grade 4, I'm sprinting against the other grade 4s in my grade. I knew it was going to be horrible, and it was like goalpost to goalpost. You know, thing goes off. We're all sprinting. I'm already in last place. I know, and I look beside me, and there's like a grade 3 girl just running for fun and just destroying me. And I was like, this is mortifying. I'm
I thought you
never
were going to say
running
you stuck
again.
your foot out.
No,
She was
oh my
running
god,
fast.
I would never. No, I was just like mortified, and I was like, I will never be a runner. I just hate cardio. except for spin class.
Except for how does anyone like spin class?
It's so fun. The instructor's so pumped, and they just like, oh.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't care about the instructor. It's you're trying to do the running. They're not. They're the ones shouting at you. I'd be knackered
It's
just looking at them.
motivating. And it's like distracting from the fact that my body hates me in that moment, and like I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, but that's any exercise, isn't it?
Yeah, but like I don't know what it is. It's just like it's distracts me to the point of I'm okay with being uncomfortable. But when I'm running a 5K and the only thing I can look at is other people running a
past you.
5K, I'm just like, this is not motivating me in the least.
Yeah.
Until, like I said, at the end, they're just like, yeah, like freaking
I know.
out.
When I was doing the one a few years ago. I got overtaken by a guy that was 75 years of age.
Oh, is he a professional?
He must have been doing it for a while, but I was going along and my calf hurt and I went, oh, I'm going to just slow down. I slowed down. And actually this guy just power walked past me. And
Power walk.
Yeah, and he had like the handlebar moustache, pure white hair, and his arms were hanging, his like skin was just hanging off, and he was really old. I was looking going, and I couldn't turn around. I was going, I just wanted to go, but you can't turn around and just leave because everyone's running towards you, so you can't go as you're going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I remember when I was getting close to the end of the 5K, just so excited to be done, and I saw people because they had the shirts on from running it that were on the sidewalk walking the opposite way, but I could tell they were done, like they had done the race, and I'm like, wow, I bet that feels great right now to be done the race and looking at other people as they're still running the race. It's like, that will be me in about 10 agonizing minutes. It will be me. But I don't think I'm gonna be a runner anytime soon.
No.
No.
Cycler instead then.
I'll be a spin class only. Not even outside, only inside.
Yeah.
Just the bike inside with the big, screen.
Right, well then, thank you very much for taking the time out to listen to my questions.
No problem. And you can expect the sexy nurse in the coming week. Look forward to that.
I'm not putting anything in concrete. I'm not putting any date
I just
on
did
that.
for you.
I'm not putting it yet.
I did
You're
it for
hyping
you.
it just like you do. You're just hyping it up, and then I'm not putting a date in it though. I'm not putting a date in it.
This is our classic
yeah.
way of doing things. Ha!
Yeah.
Done.
I'll do it on Sunday.
Mineta. She's the best.